Hello class, this is Mr. Lucero and we are going to start a new lesson. We are going to work on two pages, 94 and 95. This is page 94 and this is page 95. Okay, so the idea to start working here is about the third conditional. I remember that I taught first and second conditional. No, and that was very easy. Now it's time for third conditional. Here we have a chart, no, in which we can identify this topic. Let's start with number one. Look at the excerpt from the text and underline the verb form. Underline the verb form here, okay? Then choose the option that makes the statement about the form and the meaning of the excerpt true. Now let's see. We have third conditional, main clause, and if clause. So we have two parts. Now, in the main clause says, I would have signed up years ago. In the clause says, if I had known about this incredible app. So let's focus on the first one, on the main clause. What is the verb form? This verb form, it's kind of difficult because I think you never think something like this, but it's very easy. This is the this is the verb form. Would have, sign, would plus present perfect. Okay? Here, I'm sorry. And in the if clause, if I had known about this incredible app, the verb form is this one, past perfect. Look here, would plus present perfect in the main clause, and in the if clause, past perfect. Well, now we identify the first part. Let's continue with the second part. Then choose the option that make the statements about the form and the meaning on the excerpt true. For example, here says, I did or I didn't sign up years ago. In this part, we can see the simple past, and this is uh, talking about the main clause. But let's see. I would have signed up years ago. It means I did or I didn't sign up years ago. Affirmative or negative? Don't understand? Okay, let's read once again. I would have signed up years ago. Translation, okay, yo lo hubieras firmado años atrás. What does it mean? ¿Firmó o no firmó? Excellent, didn't sign up years ago. Okay, that's the idea. Next, I knew or I didn't know about the app. Let's focus on the if clause. If I had known about this incredible app. If I had known. Didn't. Si yo hubiera sabido. No? But I didn't know. In the if clause, we use simple past or the past perfect. I told you at the beginning. The past perfect. Okay? In the if clause, we use the past perfect. In the main clause, here in the main clause, we use would plus have plus base form, or would plus have plus past participle. Excellent. This part, no, would plus have plus the past participle. In this case, it's a regular verb, so there is no problem. Okay? Now let's see. Letter E. We can or we can. We can or we can change the order of the clauses in the sentence too. If I had known about this incredible app, I would have found app years ago. It's possible? Yes or no? We can or can? Of course we can. There is no problem if the main clause is at the beginning or the main clause is at the end. No, you can change. There is no problem. Okay, boys, okay, girls. Now the idea is to know this perfectly so that you can practice and you can work on it. If you don't, that is going to be very hard to work. Now let's continue. The idea is to match A to D with 1 to 4 to make appropriate sentences. For example, letter A. If I had trained more. No. In this case, all of them are if clauses. Look, are at the beginning. So it means that the second part are main clauses. B. If I hadn't gone out last night. C. If I'd listened to my mother's advice this morning. D. If I had not started taking better care of myself. Main clauses. 1. I would have risked having serious health problem. I wouldn't have woken up this morning feeling terrible. I would have eaten breakfast instead of rushing out the door. I would have done better in the race. So the idea is this. Connect the ideas. If I had trained more, exactly, I would have done better in the race. So he didn't train. He didn't. So he lost the race. If I hadn't gone out last night. Exactly, I wouldn't have woken up this morning feeling terrible. No? If I'd listened to my mother's advice this morning, I would have eaten breakfast instead of rushing out the door. If I hadn't or I had not started taking better care of myself, what is that? Hmm? Exactly, I would have risked having a serious health problem. That is the idea. So, but remember, it's practice. Okay? This is a few. No, this is like the beginning. You need to continue instead of relaxing. Okay? So, if you practice, you will be better. If you don't, if you relax, that's going to be terrible. Let's continue with activity number 3. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the verb in parentheses. So the idea is the same. Continue with third conditional. If he not quit his job, he continued between parentheses to be stressed out. No? For example, if he remembered that his past perfect hadn't quit his job, he would have continued to be stressed out. No? Remember, if with a past perfect. You, there is if? No. You would have become, become is the present, became is the past, become is the past participle. Nutritionist, if you had finished, okay, your degree, perfect. That's the idea. Let's continue. They would have retired earlier if it had been possibility, no, a possibility. Perfect. She would have slept for 8 hours if the baby hadn't woken up. Remember, in this activity, we need past participle verbs. If the restaurant had served healthier food, it would have been more popular. No, that's the idea. And it's practice. This topic is very easy, okay? But it depends on you. Now, for example, here I have A, B, C, D, and what do you have to do? The idea is to rearrange the words to make sentences in the third conditional. The first and the last words have been given for you. So we start here with if, and this is the last part. Here I start with I, no, and we finish with more money. So for this activity, I recommend you to do it by yourself so that we can do it in our classes and help me in the class. Okay? Now let's continue. Number 5. In number 5 says complete the text with the words in the box. Been, had, made, might, would, and wouldn't. So, what are you going to do? You are going to listen to me. I'm going to help you. I'm going to read. It's funny to think about how your life might have been completely different if you had made a few different choices along the way. Take me. For example, originally I wanted to become a lawyer, but I decided at the last minute not to apply. If I had my if I had, I might have worked for my dad's law firm. So I'm not really sure. And if that had happened, I definitely never would have met my wife. We first met when I was traveling through Latin America. Of course, I probably would have made more money if I had been a successful lawyer, but that doesn't really matter. Sorry, but that doesn't really bother me. Knowing me, I wouldn't have been happy if I had to work in an office all day. So I'm glad I became a scuba instructor instead. So I've read the article. So what you have to do is to listen many times so that you can complete A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay? Okay, class, this is my first video and I hope you like it. I'm going to continue with the second video. Thank you.